Alright everybody, we got the Keltec SU-16 CA here, 300 yards. Shooting here, M193. Just got this, we're gonna see how it does. At the bench.
Welcome to American Defender, everybody. Been a long time since you've seen this, huh? Since you've seen me holding one of these things in my hands. Since we've talked about anything firearm related. So I want to talk about the Keltec SU-16 and what I think of it. Alright. We're going to go over all the basic stuff. Alright. There's so many videos out there on these things. If I miss something, I'm not too worried about it. Alright, so this is the SU-16 CA. That does not mean it's a California model. That means it has features from the Model A and the Model C. Keltec makes these in many different models. I know they make an A, a B, a C, a D. I think there might even be an E and an F. I'm not positive. Okay, I know they make it in a pistol variant. And then they make a bunch of like mix and match variants, and that's what this is. All right, it's got some of the features of the A, and it's got some of the features of the C. So this has, from the C, it gets the carbine length barrel, and the shorter sight radius. The front sight's mounted on the gas tube as opposed to being on the barrel. From the A, and I do believe possibly the B, it has the handguard on the front that doubles as a bipod. And I always thought this was kind of a nifty design. I always thought it was kind of a nifty thing, you know, on paper. But it's really flimsy. Just look at me twisting that thing. I mean, it's flimsy. Alright, so a good bipod it is not, but a bipod nevertheless. Okay, so it does have that there. And it's kind of an interesting thing. It does work, but again, it's not the greatest. It's one of those things there that it's good to have it, but you know, in case you need it, kind of thing. Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Kind of like a gun. Should I fit that in there? Any gunners hate me. Anyway, it's kind of like YouTube. So it's got that short sight radius and the short barrel on the C. Again, you got the fore end of the A, and I do believe the B, and then it's got the storage buttstock. The C would have a buttstock that's cut way up like this. This one doesn't. This one stores 2 magazines in it. They also make a version of it that doesn't store anything, which I think is the B, and it's just a solid buttstock. Okay. So that is why this is called the CA. It's got the A's furniture, and it's got the C sights and barrel. The SU-16 is primarily made out of Zytel, and this is one of the reasons why I've been very reluctant on buying one of these. Okay, the entire receiver is Zytel. It does not have a metal shell in it. It does not have an aluminum shell or even a carbon fiber shell. It has no skeleton in it. It is 100% Zytel, just like the stock and the hand guards. Right, same material. Because of this, even the rails inside where the bolt rides, they're plastic. Okay, and because of this, in the early models, kind of like this one, they had a propensity to crack right about there. All right, and when they would crack right there, that would mean that your gun is done. What would happen is, inside this gas tube, right, the spring on this is in front of the bolt instead of being behind the bolt like most rifles. What would happen is inside here, the spring would let loose while you were shooting it. When that would happen, the bolt would fly back and right through the back of the gun. All right. Wouldn't really go into your face, but it would hit the back of this receiver hard enough that it would crack it and bust it off. Okay. Fortunately for me, this one hasn't done that. All right. There you can, on the newer models, they went in and staked everything inside of here. On these models, they didn't, and that's the difference between the two of them. If you buy an SU-16 after, I think it's 2010 or 2012, I'm pretty sure it's 2010, you'll have one of the newer models. I think this is the older model. It has the older charging handle on it, as you can see right there, as opposed to just a round charging handle. So I think this is a pre-2010. Might even be a 2010. Okay. So that was one of the big problems with this thing, was that it would bust off receivers. The other problem that all of these guns have, all right, is, well, it's not really the gun's fault. It's an aftermarket feature, and you're looking at it right now. It's that big silver ring you're seeing there. This right here, like it is here, isn't exactly so bad. All right, it's not ideal, but it's not bad. A lot of people will go buy one of these hitch pins and put it in here because they're just too damn lazy to grab a round of ammo or you know, a punch or something and push the pin out on the breakdown on this. So they buy one of these so they can do that, all right, and pull it out. And the pin's not captured, all right. These pins, they don't capture. They have no grooves in there. The factory pin, there are two little springs that sit in here, and when you put the factory pin in, there's grooves in it, and they lock into those grooves, all right, to lock the pin in so it doesn't fall out. These are just held in with pressure, all right. There's nothing locking it in here. You can pull it right out, all right. The problem comes in two ways. One is if this pin ever finds its way out while you're shooting it, or if, what another reason is, a lot of people will put a single point sling on here and mount it to this keychain ring, which is a no-no, all right, because again, you can see what happens here. You know, you're shooting it, bang, 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 you twist wrong, something like that, the sling gets kind of caught up on you, and bloop, that pops out. When that pops out, the gun wants to fold, because that's what it's designed to do. With no magazine in it, it wants to fold up like that, so you can, because this is a camping rifle, a backpacking rifle, that kind of stuff. All right. Well, if you happen to have one of the magazines in it, what ends up happening, as you can see here, this trigger guard has to fold into this mag well, and well, it kind of can't. So what happens if you're holding it like this, and you fire it and that pin comes out, or you're bouncing around, the pin comes out and you're not aware of it or whatever, and you go to fire it, or you're bumping around, this front end wants to fall down, all that weight is put onto the magazine, which spreads out, which goes onto the mag well, and you get a nifty little crack like I have right here. Now I've acroglassed this and plastic welded it back together. And you can get away with that in that area. Don't do that on the back half of the receiver. Just send the gun in. All right, let Keltec deal with that. But this right here, you can get away with it. Okay. And yes, AR mags work. Okay. So, and this is one of the UTG 30 round mags I'm going to be testing out here. So that's a problem that pin poses. This is not really a solution. This creates problems. These little pins like this. Stick with the factory pin. All right, the factory pin's $1.83. If you have to buy, if you buy one of these SU-16s and it's got this in it, I suggest going and buying the factory pin and putting it back in there. All right, because the pin literally just pushes out with a bullet. You could take a 223 and push it right out the other side. All right. I've seen people on YouTube talking about pushing it out and they can't pull it out. You just man up, get you some of those grip exerciser things and man up, because the pin's easy to pull. All right. You don't need pliers or anything like that. Just a bullet, push it through there, pull it out. All right. So that is one of the big deals and the negatives out there on the market, in the aftermarket for it. The safety's a cross bolt safety. All right. Right there. All right. Pushing it to the left is fire. Pushing it to the right is safe. The right side knob here has a hole in it. You see there. Whereas the left side, when you're on fire, does not, but it does have a red line. Takedown of this gun is very, very easy, as you saw there. It just folds in half. All right, so if we want to take this down, we're going to make sure that we have no mag. We're going to check our chamber. I know this chamber is empty. Remove your mag, pull your pin, set it aside. All right, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take our forend and we're going to open it up. If you have the folder like this, right? Or if you don't, then you're going to have to take your forend off. And then we're going to fold it. All right, we're just going to fold it a little bit. All right, now after you've done this, what we're going to do is grab the gas tube here. Try to get this where you guys can see it. We'll use that bipod there. We're going to grab the gas tube, pull forward on it, and twist it 90 degrees. So we're going to pull forward, twist it. You'll see a little tooth, and I'll show it to you here. All right, we're going to push back, pull out our charging handle. Lines up in a certain spot, and it'll pop right out, just like that. Tilt up the bolt and pull it out. There it is. There's your gas system and your bolt and everything. This gun reminds me of what would happen if an H&K, a Kalashnikov, and a AR-15 or M16 got together and had a baby. I mean, we've got kind of this AK-esque shortened up little bolt here, or bolt carrier, with an AR-esque actual bolt on there. And yeah, it's got the cam and all that in it, but there's no gas rings because we've got a piston driven system here, as you can see there. All right, and this, yeah, you can see that spring I was talking about. It's in there. That's how that works. You also have this little plastic doodad on the side of the bolt here. Watch this thing. Make sure it doesn't chip or break or anything. All right, because this is what it slides on. All right. That and the plastic on the inside of the rails there. There's no metal inside of this receiver. So that's it for the breakdown, really. If you want to break this bolt down, there's a pin right here. You guys can see it right there. No, there you go. Now you can see it. All right. You push that out with a punch, and the bolt pulls out, and that's it. That's all there is to it. But because this is piston driven, you're not going to be inside of it very much. Okay. As you can see here at this piston, we shot it today. I didn't put a whole lot of rounds through it. I put 40 rounds through it. You can see there, it's not really that dirty. Okay. And to be honest with you, I haven't cleaned it since I bought it. So it's got way more than 40 rounds, and it's really not all that dirty. All right. I'm not even really getting anything off on my fingers. Putting this back together can be a pain in the butt. Again, there's that little tooth I was talking about. Goes into a little notch on the upper receiver, and as you can see, it spins. See how it turns? So you want that pointing straight up. You've got a flat spot on the top of your carrier here. You want that pointed straight up, and then you just go ahead and slide this all back up in here. All right, and you're going to see me probably struggle with this a little bit. All right. When you go to pull on this, see how it doesn't want to come back forward? That is because, one, we're not in the rails right. Two, that little piece isn't lined up 100% dead on. So what you got to do is line that up dead on, and then try it again. All right, get it up in here. I like to try to slide it forward. There it goes. It slides forward. I'll do a test slide with it, and then while I'm holding it like this, holding the gas tube and everything, I will put my charging handle in, And the way I put my charging handle in, it also has a little alignment detent tooth, whatever, on there. Keyway, whatever you want to call it. You put it in 90 degrees. Okay, so tooth facing forward. Push this in, and then you're going to twist up. Like that. Alright. That pushes that in. Push this forward. Align your piston. Pull forward. Twist it to the left now. Put it in its little notch. That's all there is to it. Fold it back. Put your pin back in. Close your handguard. Alright. That's all there is to it. Okay. Really a simple gun. Really simple. You know, a lot of people out there, there's some folks that, like I said, that have complained about them, that have had stuff break. But there's also other people out there that have literally gone thousands of rounds through these things. This gun right here is at least 10 years old, at a minimum. Okay? I think it's even older than that. I don't know the round count of it. I know what I've put through it, and that's 40 rounds. And all 40 rounds that I put through it, I tried all 3 magazines that came with it. I haven't tried this mag yet, but I put all 3 factory mags through it, loaded each one up, and it cycled just fine. It cycled 100% with all 3 mags. It does have a little bit of a rubber butt on it, little butt pad, if you want to call it that. It does have that. Your rear sight is adjustable, as is your front. Your front's adjustable for elevation. Your rear's adjustable for windage. And it adjusts really weird. You have to have a Phillips screwdriver. And what you would do is you will loosen the side going the opposite direction of where you want to go. So let's say I want to move this side to the right. Okay. I will loosen the screw on the left side a little bit and then tighten the screw on the right. That'll pull that sight to the right. Okay. That's how it works. It's a stable system, but it's a pain in the butt, all right, to get it to work right. It's a pain in the butt. That's why you see a lot of people out there that get these. They just slap a scope on it, or they'll put a red dot on it, or a completely different sight system. I'm not going to be doing that, at least the iron sights. I'm not going to do that. These sights were adequate for me. This isn't going to be something that I'm going to be shooting a lot. So, and I don't suggest that you shoot yours a lot either, because of it being made out of plastic. Those of you out there, and I know I don't need to say this, but I'm going to anyway. Those of you out there that are looking at the SU-16 and you're thinking, ooh, battle rifle, knock that thought right off. Okay? Nothing about this is battle rifle. It is not manufactured out of materials or anything that is suitable for this to be a battle rifle. This is a camping rifle, hiking rifle, take it to the range every now and again rifle. This is not a battle rifle. In the event of a battle, when tyranny reaches its peak and the people of this country have finally had enough, this could be a rifle that you would use to get yourself to an actual battle rifle. All right, that's about what it would be good for. Not that I ever want that to happen. All right, but you know, sometimes the tree of liberty needs to get watered. So that's really all I got to say about it as far as features and everything. I like the way it shoots. It shoots very soft. It's very accurate. As a matter of fact, it shoots softer than my ARs shoot, which I was very surprised with. So, am I happy with it? Yes. Am I happy, you know, realizing what it was made for and everything, and sticking with that? Yeah, I'm happy with it. Battle rifle? Hell no. No. I'll take a 10-22 over this in a battle scenario. But you know, nice plinker, something to have around, camping rifle, ranch rifle, you know, something that's going to not get shot an awful lot, but you got it. Yeah, okay, of course. Yeah, it'll work. So, with that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please let me know by smashing that like button. And if you would be so kind, please subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing more stuff here soon. I've got a whole array of things coming on, and I'm almost to 1,800 subs. I'm like 20 away, something like that, like 20 away or so. So if you could smash that like button and subscribe to this channel and get me to 1,800 subs, I would appreciate it. With that, take a kid fishing, take a kid shooting. God bless America. God bless you. And I will see you on the flip. Bye now.